Okay, let's unpack this. What if everything you thought you knew about selling, truly valuable assets, what if it was actually holding you back? Like those ideas, those comfortable assumptions, maybe, that might just be costing you a lot.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really plunging into the strategic world of luxury real estate sales. It's often pretty counterintuitive, and this isn't just about a few tips. It's more
Yes.
like a whole philosophy that kind of challenges the usual way of thinking. It could reshape how you look at these big, high-stakes deals.
Exactly. And to help us navigate this, we're drawing from insights by Justin R. Harris. He's a Marine veteran who's now a strategist in luxury and commercial real estate. Pretty interesting background. So we'll be digging into his unique style, his take on the top 5 mistakes sellers make, like consistently. And maybe most importantly, his really detailed 6-step process for marketing these high-end properties effectively. Right. And our mission today, it's basically to give you a shortcut, a kind of masterclass maybe, into that precise, confident, genuinely strategic approach you need to sell luxury well. Because this isn't about luck. It's not about crossing your fingers. It's tactical. It's unfiltered strategy. We want you to have those aha moments, and walk away with a clear path for your own big transactions. Okay, so let's start by setting the scene. Justin R. Harris, his approach is distinctive. Try to imagine someone talking to you like across the table at a steakhouse, breaking down these complex strategies, but in plain English, maybe with a bit of a knowing look. That's kind of the vibe.
That's a great way to put it. The sources describe his style as smart, tactical, and unfiltered, with a dash of sarcasm, some relatable humor thrown in, and the tone, it's crafted very deliberately. It's meant to be direct, but he's careful not to sound arrogant. Analytical, sure, but never dry or boring. Funny, but not, silly. Commanding, yes, but never condescending. And relatable, but it avoids being generic. It's not just about the style itself, though. It's how that style actually helps his clients strategically.
Yeah, and he apparently wants every piece of content to feel like, what was it? A mix between a TED Talk and a tactical briefing, but with a few laughs and hard truths sprinkled in.
Yeah.
It's about delivering concentrated value, no fluff,
You know,
straight to the point.
exactly. And what's really fascinating are his catchphrases. They aren't just clever lines. They actually distill his whole strategy into these memorable little nuggets. Take this one. Let's be real. No one's buying your pool. They're buying how that pool makes them feel. That immediately challenges focusing just on the features, right? It pushes you straight into thinking about the emotional side. Not the size of the pool, but the feeling.
Hmm.
Escape, family time, maybe prestige.
That's powerful. It shifts the whole perspective. So how does a seller actually figure out that feeling, like beyond the specs?
Well, it starts with really understanding the buyer, which we'll get into more detail on later. But it's also about stepping back, trying to see your own home like an outsider would. What unique experiences does it really offer? Is it about calm? Is it about entertaining, legacy, convenience? The strategy is to figure out that feeling and then, articulate it. Another line he uses is, you don't need a sign in the yard, you need strategy.
Hmm.
This sets up that contrast immediately. Passive listing versus active positioning. A sign gives you visibility, yeah, but strategy. That builds presence, it builds desire.
Okay, I see. It's about being deliberate, not just hoping people see a sign.
Precisely. And he pushes it even further with this. I don't sell houses. I position assets to the right buyers. It's a very deliberate reframing. It elevates the whole thing. It's not just selling a home. It's an investment strategy. Finding that specific buyer who sees this property as a strategic fit for their life, their portfolio.
So it's not just about the highest price possible. It's framing it as an asset that gives a specific return, maybe an experience, to a very particular buyer. That makes a lot of sense.
It really does, and that links right into another phrase. Luxury isn't a price point, it's a presentation.
Okay.
This hammers home that perception is everything. You could have a super expensive place, but if it's presented poorly, bad photos, cluttered rooms, it won't feel luxurious. Imagine 2 homes. One's $5 million, but the photos are grainy, it's poorly staged. The other's $3 million, but has amazing cinematic video, perfect staging, which feels more luxurious.
Yeah, the $3 million one probably is how it's packaged.
Exactly. That's the presentation point right there. And he also says, I bring Marine Corps discipline to your listing. And trust me, the results show.
Okay, that definitely signals intensity.
Right. It emphasizes rigorous execution, attention to detail, a kind of mission-driven focus on the whole process.
It's not just marketing fluff then. It sounds more like a strategic operation.
Totally. And he sums it up with, this isn't guesswork. It's math, psychology, and negotiation timing. which really highlights the strategic, almost scientific elements involved. It's not about hoping for the best offer. It's about engineering the outcome.
So if you're listening right now, just think, how does this mindset change how you might sell anything valuable, not just real estate? Maybe there's some asset you're under strategizing right now. Where could you apply this mix of psychology, math, and that discipline? Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. What if some of your gut feelings about selling were actually big mistakes? Justin R. Harris points out 5 critical errors luxury sellers make over and over. Let's dive into the top 5 mistakes luxury sellers make.
All right. Mistake number 1 Justin highlights is
Yeah.
thinking a high price automatically equals high value. He says, emotionally priced listings sit on the market and then get lowballed, which makes sense, right?
Yeah, definitely.
He contrasts that with strategically priced listings, which he argues create urgency, competition, and leverage. The key insight: pricing has to be rooted in buyer psychology, not personal pride. His goal isn't to make you feel good about the price, it's to make you money.
Mm.
If you price based on what you want or what you think it's worth emotionally, you risk it just sitting there, and then the value actually erodes.
That's such a common trap, isn't it? That emotional connection we have to our stuff. But he's saying that attachment can actually cost you money here. What's the real damage when that happens?
Well, typically it leads to price cuts, often
Yeah.
multiple price cuts, and that just signals weakness, maybe desperation. It chips away at the perceived value. A property sitting for ages with price drops, it starts to look like there's something wrong with it.
Even if there isn't.
Exactly. You lose that initial excitement, that buzz. You look reactive, not strategic. Which brings us neatly to mistake number 2, hiring the wrong agent. Or, as he kind of jokes, your cousin. He's very clear. A luxury home isn't a practice field. This isn't where you do favors or hire a friend just because. Selling luxury needs very specific skills. Understanding those high net worth buyers, complex negotiations, marketing psychology, and knowing how to position the property like we talked about, not just stick it on the MLS.
Yeah, I think we all know stories like that. Trying to save on commission with a friend, and it just goes wrong. The stakes are way higher with luxuries. So what's the bottom line here for someone listening?
His takeaway is pretty blunt. Selling luxury is a business decision. Treat it like one. It means finding a specialist, someone who gets the nuances of the luxury market, not just any agent with a license. You need someone with a proven track record selling high-value properties, not a dabbler. Okay, mistake number 3, ignoring presentation. Justin is emphatic about this. He says, luxury buyers shop with their eyes first. Makes sense. So he lists the non-negotiables. Professional staging, that's key. Highlighting the best features, professional photos, and cinematic video. Stuff that tells a story. Drone shots for perspective, showing the land or view. Virtual twilight photos.
What's virtual twilight?
Okay, so they take a daytime exterior shot and digitally transform it to look like a stunning dusk or evening photo.
Oh,
Amazing curb appeal.
wow. Okay.
Detailed floor plans so buyers can really visualize the space, and even scent marketing.
Scent marketing, like making the house smell a certain way. That's fascinating.
Yeah, exactly. Tapping into those other senses. Creating an overall experience. His warning's pretty stark. If your home looks like a brochure from 2009, you're going to get 2009 offers.
Ouch. But fair.
Right. But the flip side is encouraging. Presentation doesn't cost you money. It makes you money. It's an investment, he argues, that pays off big time, attracts the right buyers, gets higher offers. Moving on. Mistake number 4, believing the market will do the work. This just busts that myth that a great house will sell itself, especially at the high end. He clarifies, luxury buyers aren't just buying your home, they're buying every alternative in your price range too.
Good point.
So if your home isn't actively marketed, messaged, and matched to the right buyers,
Right.
through those targeted channels, it just gets lost, becomes noise they scroll past. Even if the market's hot, your specific unique property needs that intentional push. It can't just be passive.
So even if it's a seller's market, you can't just like put it online and wait for the best offer to roll in. You've got to stand out.
Exactly. And that leads to the final one, mistake number 5, letting ego run the sale. He gives some painful examples from the source material, like deals falling apart over patio furniture, or curtains, or who keeps the wine fridge.
Seriously, over things like that.
Apparently, yes. The core message is, emotional attachment will repel the very people trying to give you a 7-figure check. His advice, view your home now as a luxury product. You have to separate feeling from fortune. Be pragmatic. Be objective. Don't let small, sentimental things kill a huge deal.
Wow, these aren't just simple mistakes, are they? They're deep lessons in buyer psychology and the business side of selling. It's about detaching, being strategic, almost clinical. And, if ignoring presentation is such a huge error, it makes total sense that his playbook has a whole step dedicated just to that cinematic presentation. So, okay, what does this all actually mean in practice? If those are the mistakes, what's the playbook? How do you get it right? Well, Justin R. Harris doesn't just identify problems. He lays out a very detailed process for marketing luxury listings. Think of it as the strategic blueprint for navigating these sales with that Marine Corps precision we talked about.
Yeah, this 6-step process is really where his discipline comes through. Step 1, strategic buyer profiling. Before doing anything else, he insists on nailing down the ideal buyer. Who are they? Are they execs relocating from New York? International buyers, maybe Canada or Dubai?
Yeah.
Are they driven by prestige, looking for amazing design, exclusivity? Or maybe they're investors focused on rental yield or appreciation? Getting this profile right, he says, guides everything that follows. The messaging, the marketing, everything.
That seems so foundational, but I bet a lot of people skip it, right? Just try to appeal to everyone.
Oh, absolutely. They cast too wide a net. This ensures your marketing spend is super targeted, which leads to step 2, premium pricing strategy. Justin stresses, luxury homes don't follow the same pricing logic as standard properties.
It's different.
Well, his analysis goes deeper. He looks at the active luxury competition, not just past sales. He identifies unique lifestyle upgrades, what makes this home special. He considers potential appraisal gaps versus what drives value emotionally for buyers, and this specific psychology of buyers at that particular price level. The goal isn't just picking a number based on comps, it's to build a pricing narrative, a story that shows why your property is worth it, and importantly, create a sense of scarcity around it.
So it's much more than just a CMA. It's psychological. It's storytelling around the price itself, which helps avoid that first mistake of just pricing based on emotion.
Exactly right. It connects directly. Then step 3, which tackles that presentation mistake head-on, cinematic presentation. He says you have to treat the home like a feature film.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, it means high-end video walkthroughs, maybe with professional voiceover or really evocative music. Stunning drone shots, especially crucial if there's acreage or waterfront. You need to show that off, that virtual twilight photography we mentioned, and lifestyle storytelling, showing the home actually being used, being enjoyed, not just empty rooms. Every single visual asset, he argues, is built to trigger emotion and action in that target buyer you identified.
It sounds like creating a total immersion for the buyer, making them feel what it's like to be there, which ties back to selling the feeling, not just the pool, right?
Precisely. It all links together. Step 4 is multi-channel luxury marketing.
Right.
This is where he really challenges just relying on the MLS. That's baseline, not strategy.
Right.
He talks about targeted campaigns, using curated luxury platforms, The Real Deal, Mansion Global, James Edition, places like that. Running digital ad campaigns that are geofenced.
Geofenced, meaning
Meaning the ads are shown only in specific geographic areas like affluent zip codes where your target buyers live or maybe vacation. Super precise.
wow.
Using Instagram and YouTube Reels with catchy hooks. And then direct outreach. Tapping into his own network, his luxury buyer Rolodex, and broker connections. The difference, he says, is giving your property real presence, not just basic visibility.
So he's not just casting a wide net. It's more like using a laser-guided spear to find those exact buyers. That sounds way more effective.
Definitely. And sometimes that leads to step 5, private access strategy when needed. This is for certain listings where maybe discretion is key. He calls it quiet confidence.
How does that work?
Well, methods include things like requiring NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, just to get details or a preview, private showings only, strictly by appointment, and sometimes exposing the property off-market very selectively to known investment groups, relocation execs, or top buyer agents. The benefit, it increases exclusivity, he says, and stops the property from getting stale, sitting on the open market for too long, creates mystique.
That's clever. It manages the perception, keeps it feeling exclusive instead of just letting it sit out there publicly.
Exactly. And finally, step 6, smart negotiation and closing. Justin's approach here is proactive. He says, don't play ping pong with offers. Shape them by doing the work up front, pre-qualifying interest before serious showings so you're not wasting time, structuring timelines and terms that are favorable to you, the seller. Minimizing friction later by having all your documents, disclosures, legal stuff ready to go from the start. And then closing the deal with really high-touch, concierge-style service. Making it smooth, it's about maintaining control and precision right through to the end.
You can really see how that whole six-step process directly counters every one of those 5 big mistakes we talked about. It's not just random tactics, it's a complete joined-up system. It connects the mindset, the strategy, and the practical steps together. Okay, so let's try and bring this all together for you listening. What we've really learned today is that selling a luxury home, it's not about luck. Definitely not. And it's not about just listing it and, hoping for the best. It really boils down to strategy, structure, and strong positioning. Being intentional, being disciplined, being crystal clear on your approach from the get-go right through to the close.
Right. And Justin R. Harris's mission, based on the sources, it seemed to be making that sale smooth, strategic, and worth every penny for his clients. It's that interesting blend he brings, that Marine Corps level discipline combined with luxury concierge care.
That seems to be what sets his approach apart. It ensures not just a sale, but a sale done right, maximizing value, minimizing stress. So here's a final thought for you to take away. Consider the assets in your own life. And I mean beyond just property. Maybe it's a business you're building, a unique skill you have, even your personal brand online. Could they benefit from this kind of strategic thinking, this level of detailed prep, this disciplined execution? Where might you be letting maybe ego get in the way, or just assuming the market will do the work? Where might that be holding you back from getting truly exceptional results? It's a powerful framework, really. Lots to think about. Sell smart, live free, stay sharp,